There will be over 300 players participating in this year's NFL Combine, but these are the 20 I'm watching the closest, and so should you. Starting with number 1, Bijon Robinson. No, not because I'm worried that maybe he'll fail some athletic testing or won't run a great 40 time, because I know he's going to absolutely obliterate the athletic testing. And finally, all those naysayers who are saying, oh, I have to wait to see where he's drafted, will relent and say, okay, fine, it doesn't matter. He's going to smash no matter what. I can't wait to see Bijon destroy the athletic testing. Then we've got the 2 quarterbacks, CJ Stroud and Bryce Young, both considered the top 2 quarterbacks in this class. Some worries about Bryce Young's height. Will he measure in considerably shorter, and will that scare off some NFL teams for him to drop in the draft? Or will he show enough with his other abilities at the combine where teams overlook that height issue? And then CJ Stroud, many people saying, well, he had the benefit of these incredible wide receiver classes in Ohio State, and sure he did, but he's an incredibly accurate quarterback. Will he prove to the NFL that it wasn't the wide receivers, it's really him? This is the battle of the QB1. Can't wait to watch it. Then at wide receiver, we have the battle of the big 3 with Quentin Johnston, Jackson Smith and Jigba, and Jordan Addison. Johnston, the prototypical wide receiver that NFL teams love. He's big, he's athletic, he's freaky, he's got that incredible catch radius. Will he show enough at the combine to be the number 1 wide receiver in this year's draft as far as off the board goes? Then you've got Jackson Smith, an elite route runner, but we didn't get to see a whole lot of him last year. Will he show enough at the combine to remind all these NFL teams that, hey, I might be the best wide receiver in this class? And then Jordan Addison, kind of the wild card to me. Will NFL scouts and teams look at him as a true perimeter wide receiver? Maybe they will after the combine, maybe not. But I can't wait to watch these 3 guys compete and see if one of them can pull away. And then kind of the next tier of running backs, we have Zach Charbonnet and Jahmyr Gibbs. Gibbs, that guy that the dynasty community and the draft community just in love with right now. That pass catching, that smooth, effortless speed that he has. But how big is he? What is he going to weigh in at? Is he going to be able to hit that 200 mark? Could he potentially hit that 210, 215 mark, which would absolutely make him almost a lock to be the number 2 running back off the board? Can't wait to see how he looks and what his size is. Zach Charbonnet, on the other hand, already has the size, already has the build, already has everything NFL teams look for physically. Can he go out there and put up an incredible 40 time to where they look at that size speed combo and just fall in love with him, which NFL teams love to fall in love with running backs like that? I think one of these 2 guys will be the second running back off the board, and the combine could go a long way to determining which one it is. Then we have a pretty deep group of tight ends, but the one I really want to look at is Michael Mayer out of Notre Dame. A great talent, a great prospect, not quite to the Kyle Pitts level, of course, but this is a guy who could be an every week tight end 1 in fantasy, in real life. What does he do at the combine? Does he blow it away and potentially make himself a first round pick or an early day 2 pick? Or do we see that maybe he's not the prospect we thought and he falls a bit in the draft? Either way, definitely excited to see how he performs at the combine and how that affects his draft stock. And then back to QBs, we got kind of the next tier: Anthony Richardson, Will Levis, and Hendon Hooker. Richardson, incredible athlete, incredible mobility, which NFL teams take more serious these days. But will he show enough in the accuracy department for teams to look past that? He did have accuracy issues in college. Can he look accurate enough at the combine to firmly plant himself as the QB3 in this class? Will Levis, a lot of people thinking maybe he's up there with CJ Stroud and Bryce Young. Does he show enough at the combine to prove he belongs, that he should be in that top tier with those guys? And Hendon Hooker, kind of a wild card here. Hearing he might be a late day 2 pick in the draft. A guy definitely, if you're in Superflex leagues, you want to keep an eye on. See how he performs in the combine. Maybe he does enough to indeed be a day 2 pick. And then that next group of wide receivers outside of the top 3, there's a lot of guys you could put in here, and different people are going to have different players in here. But the guys I really want to see are Zay Flowers, Kayshon Boutte, Josh Downs, and Jalen Hyatt. These guys all have great potential, but they're going to have to show at the combine that they can handle it, and they're going to have to impress these NFL scouts if they're going to have day 2 draft capital, which is what we really want to see, or at least early day 3 draft capital. So excited to see how these guys and some other wide receivers perform, but interested to see which, if any, of these guys shows out at the combine and really increases their draft stock. And then the next tier of running backs, you got guys like Zach Evans, Kendre Miller, Sean Tucker, Tank Bigsby. Again, you could argue who should be in here, who you like, who you don't. but these are the guys I like. These guys already have the physical attributes that teams like in NFL running backs. So if they show great in the athletic testing, that could really vault their draft stock to become a day 2 pick, which is, again, at running back especially, is so important that we have these day 2 picks. It's very rare running backs drafted in round 4 or later go on to have long, productive careers. So very interested to see which of these running backs can impress at the combine and get up into that day 2 draft capital where we can feel better about them going into our rookie drafts. So I'll be watching those guys closely, but here's 6 wide receivers we're secretly trying to trade for in our dynasty leagues that you should be looking to get right now.